They brought me to San Diego, California to test drive the new Jeep Wagoneer S. It's a unique vehicle. It offers features your car or SUV in this category lacks. It's truly unique due to interesting innovations like this one. It's called an antibacterial gel. You likely won't need it, and I'll explain why later. It's an interesting detail. In addition to that, Jeep has adjusted its prices across its entire lineup so that more people can afford it. I'll also be talking about that, because it might be a bit of a controversial topic. I'll tell you what the Jeep Wagoneer S offers in this video. Welcome! But what makes it different on the outside? Starting with the front grille preserves the Jeep identity. When you see it, you recognize a Cherokee or Wagoneer, but it maintains that signature look. What happens now is that you have this daytime running light with LED technology that goes across, and the 7 bars also light up with LED illumination. That's a distinctive feature of this Wagoneer S. Lower down, we have black combined with white. A bit of functionality. To cool the battery, you have sensors, a front camera, and 6.4 inches of ground clearance. It doesn't really let you go on big adventures, and if you took it off-road, you'd see more sensors. Everything is sealed. Because since it's an electric vehicle, yes, it's an electric vehicle in case I hadn't told you, but it's an electric vehicle that has features and qualities similar to those of a gasoline vehicle. Continuing on, you'll notice black arches that stand out against the white color I chose. There are glossy black 20-inch wheels. Do they go well with the Wagoneer badge? Here, it's very good. The profile isn't too high, 50 and 235 millimeters wide. Moving on, the mirrors come in a black tone. You have your camera for very good peripheral vision. Let's say for safety vision, for the safety assistance systems. In that black tone, that contrasts. And here comes one of the features that comes standard, which many others charge you for. And I'll tell you about it next because that black roof is really interesting. What's up with it? What's so special about it if it's just black and white? Nothing. Frady car power. 360. It's special because most manufacturers charge extra for two-tone or bi-tone color combinations. In this case, Jeep Wagoneer has decided that the brand won't charge you a single cent more to give it to you. With the black roof, let's say, with the color of the body or the rest of the body being different. You can get it in other colors that are single. Let's say it's just one color. Also, do they charge you more than other brands? And the front storage space isn't too big. Let's say, I think it's about 3 cubic feet, but, well, that's where you keep your charging cable, and that's what you have there. What they call the frunk. Continuing with the tinted windows, of course, when you have a white vehicle, the black tint really stands out. I've always liked that combination. And here you have your charger. It's the J1772 connector, which also works for fast charging. Another aspect they told us to try out is how generous the space is here, the comfort. And honestly, yes, it does feel quite comfortable. Also, I really like this red interior. The red interior isn't available with all colors, but it looks really good. Look, here you could hang, I don't know, something small, a bag, whatever. You have your vents, air conditioning, your controls, and here you have a regular outlet and a couple of USB ports to connect or charge your phone or charge your earpods. Okay, and a big panoramic sunroof, also sliding. All of this comes standard with the Jeep Wagoneer. And well, the space is pretty good. You would travel comfortably here. If you're wondering about the range, that's a key question. For electric vehicles, range is one of the top factors when choosing a car. This has over 300 miles of range, with a full charge, more than 300. It's good. It's not the most, it's not the least, but it's good. And it's going to depend a lot on the driving conditions, your driving style, how aggressive you are, acceleration, braking, all of that. Although it does have regenerative braking, which also works very well, one-pedal braking. They call it that because you don't need to press the brake pedal. It has its brake pedal, obviously, but you can take your foot off the accelerator, and it will slow down until it comes to a full stop. I mean, a complete stop. It has a 400-watt battery. 400 watts. 100 kilowatt hours. That allows you to charge it up to 80% at a fast charging station in about 23 minutes. It's also within the proper, convenient averages. All these are advantages of the Jeep Wagoneer, the first fully electric Jeep. The interior feels pleasant. This red tone gives you a great feeling when buying the vehicle. And every time you get in, both you and your passengers will enjoy the spacious interior. The technology platform looks great, including all the screen integrations. All of that, then, enriches the interior experience. The panels and the doors look nice. It's very R6. Look at the backgrounds. It's a Guitarists of Freedom. Very much a killer, which is configurable. Do you also have it here? Like airplane wings, this shape creates a sense of spaciousness. It's horizontal and looks great, with a clear map definition. There's something that when you turn on the blinker, well, when you're in drive, the camera activates. The camera that's, let's say, in the mirrors, the definition here in the camera, I don't like it very much. It looks a bit blurry. That could be improved by them, but you can switch between different angles. Going back to the blinker, when it's on, everything here disappears. I don't like that. I prefer what Hyundai does, for example. When you turn on the blinker, a small circle appears here on the screen and gives you a complementary view to help avoid blind spots, enhancing safety. I like that more than this, when the screen gets completely covered, because if you're following directions, it's going to confuse you. Here you have the other screen that only the passenger can see. And from here, well, you can't see it. You have a huge panoramic roof. Let's open it so we have better visibility. All of this is part of the most expensive model. I'll tell you the price in a moment, but it's your roof, sunroof, mirror, camera monitor, and also the camera that's located in the rear spoiler. The center console is very well built. I like this, right? With wireless charging for your phone, cup holders there, and here an extra space for your phone as well. Here's a storage area with USB and HDMI charging ports and digital air conditioning controls. If you lower this, it reveals an extra screen. You're going to have to go with Eficientes to Canzania. Here we give a little, are you going to give or not get excited? Is it the chef? A being? This moment, the Desufil? Many of the electric ones already give you this. Here, there's an additional storage space covered. Let's say this one doesn't have it in the screen configuration. It also works closely with the popular Uconnect apps, already well known in the Jeep brand. The air conditioning vents aren't special. I think they could have been better. Yes, they're flat, which is trendy now. This part is covered, but they could have done better here. You have a bit of glossy black in the steering. The steering has a particular feature, and that's that it's like the Corvette's, kind of semi-square, very similar. It has a material that, well, let me tell you about the material it has. Because with this material, you won't need antibacterial gel or hand sanitizer. But what's important now is, how does this type of steering feel with the flat bottom? This way, when you're driving it, the steering feels really good. I like this semi-square Corvette-style steering wheel. It's ergonomic and grips well. Is the layer antibacterial or antimicrobial? I don't know if it's doing its job or not. Let's just imagine that it is, but either way, I'm still going to use antibacterial gel, sanitizer, as they call it here. But does it feel good once you get used to it? The semi-square steering wheel is quite comfortable. I don't see any problem with it, right? And with your controls, let's say, for adaptive cruise control, your audio controls, back here it's nice. I mean, I really like it. And to add to what we said about the steering wheel, what made you curious is, what does the steering wheel have to do with bacteria, with germs? Well, this steering wheel is coated. It's covered in a material called Cabo vinyl, and it has the particularity that it's coated with a component, a layer that has a chemical function or produces an antimicrobial chemical function. What does that do? Well, it's one of those inventions. It could be marketing or whatever, but what it's supposed to do is keep the steering wheel cleaner or your hands less dirty. Would you say that's a factor for whether you should buy one of these vehicles or not? What is worth noting is that all the interior materials tell us that no animals were harmed in the making of these. This fits the theme. It's not just about cleaner air from being electric, but also about using materials that don't harm animals. All of that enhances driving with great visibility, ergonomics, and a comfortable position. When you take it through curves and push it a bit, it's solid with very little body roll. I like how it handles. It has good manners. Does it feel different from other vehicles I've driven? Yes, it's distinct from a Tesla or an Ioniq, and I'm not going to say it's exactly like driving a regular car, but it's one of the closest. A car, obviously, this is also a gasoline car. I just want to make that comparison clear. But I think it has a good driving feel, good driving dynamics, good ride quality, and rolling quality. Does it feel comfortable? The suspension is a passive type. We're not referring to air or pneumatic suspension. None of that lets you avoid road imperfections. It does transmit them a bit into the cabin, yes, but it's still smooth and quite comfortable. With a vehicle like this, 600 horsepower, 617 pound-feet of torque, the acceleration hit you get is impressive. The control you have over the road, yes, on a highway like this you can drive as you please in that sense. Those are the pros, cons, criticisms, and other aspects of driving an electric vehicle. But having all this power at your disposal gives you a good driving dynamic. Well, I think we also have to be fair in how we view or rate these vehicles. Honestly, I don't feel bad driving this. It's a pleasant experience. How about a quick 0 to 60 miles or 0 to 97 kilometers per hour acceleration? Well, I'm gonna stay quiet. I'll take it to a place where I can do that, and then I'll give it a push, because it's supposed to do it in less than 4 seconds. Jeep says 3.4 seconds, which is an impressive acceleration. Let's see. Hehehehe. Very good. The feeling was impressive from that acceleration. But, well, that's not the only good thing it does. I'll tell you about others soon, but if you're enjoying this video, please like and subscribe so you don't miss any future videos. A lot of people don't subscribe, and the request to subscribe isn't just to increase the number of subscribers. Although that's appreciated, it's so that YouTube is more consistent in showing you all this content. For example, the exclusive trips. Here I am in California, let's say, and I go to events where I talk about launches and bring you important news from the automotive industry. Well, so you don't miss any of those, or comparisons I have, or interesting things, subscribe to the channel. All right, let's continue to the rear, since aerodynamics are crucial for electric vehicles, and this one is no exception. They did a job here with a big spoiler, but that's not the real spoiler, it's actually the smaller one. Take a look, because it gives it a great aerodynamic coefficient, 0.29 if I recall. An aerodynamic coefficient helps maintain efficient autonomy ranges. And here, let's say, you channel the airflow, and this is where the magic really happens to give the Jeep a better aerodynamic coefficient. Wagoneer S. Besides that, on the upper spoiler you have an integrated camera, and above that we can see the shark fin. Something interesting about this part is that here is where you see the S, not the Wagoneer S. On the vehicle's labeling, however, on the main one it only says Wagoneer. They didn't put the S there. You will only see it in this part, and you have the 4x4 electric nomenclature, let's say, referring to the all-wheel drive, which they keep like the Jeep Wrangler 4xe, with the badge where the E in blue means that it's a fully electric vehicle. Although in the case of the Wrangler, we're talking about a plug-in hybrid. In other words, a plug-in hybrid, which, by the way, is the best-selling plug-in hybrid in the United States. But anyway, that's part of the labels that this Jeep Wagoneer S has, similar to its bigger siblings. Let's open the rear gate. You can open it with a key, and you also have a button to open it below. Well, the black rear bumper also has sensors. You can remove this, and if you need to tow, it has a towing capacity of 3,600 pounds. It's decent, but clearly not designed to tow a boat or large recreational vehicle. And over here, like other Jeep vehicles, you have the button that opens and closes that gate. You don't have it, let's say, at the top, like other brands. Down here, there's a bit more storage. There you have it, that's a sunshade. What's in this compartment is covered with this carpet. I would put one of those liner mats, a waterproof one. That would be good. You have good space, more than 30 cubic feet with the seats folded down or reclined. The seat has a 60-40 split, giving you more than 30 cubic feet. It's a good space with a nice line, wheelbase, and cargo capacity. Another important thing is that the platform of this Jeep Wagoneer S is what they call a new platform. It's STLA, as if it were Stellantis, and basically it helps maximize range and achieve an ideal weight distribution, not 50-50. That's the STLA platform used by the Jeep Wagoneer. Also, notice how nice the door handles look on each door. There's something here. I'm not sure if you can see it. When you open it and pull, it can pinch you a bit, so be careful. Put your hand all the way in to avoid getting pinched like I did. And before we finish, well, where will this fully electric Jeep Wagoneer S be available throughout the North American market, which includes Canada, the United States, and Mexico? Already available in Mexico. What will it sell for there? I'm not sure. How much do you think it'll sell in Mexico, and will it be available there? Also, we have a nice group of media and social media from Canada, also Mexicans, and obviously those from the United States sharing this event. I'm also glad you asked me about the price. Jeep has been stabilizing prices and they mentioned it in the presentation, right? We've made some adjustments, some reductions, so that prices don't get too inflated. This one is, I'll tell you, and then you can tell me what you think. For an electric vehicle with all these features, the price you're going to pay is $72,000. I find it high, still pretty high, but, well, let me know. They say they're adjusting it well. Of course, here the technology, the batteries, all the components of an electric vehicle, well, they are more expensive, $72,000. What do you think about that? We're nearly finished. What do you think of the Jeep Wagoneer S? Let me know in the comments. Would you buy it, and do you think it's different? Yes, it's very different from what a Tesla or the Ioniq, like the electric vehicle, 9 offers. The electric vehicle, 6, yes, it's a Jeep, and it's a fully electric Jeep with a range of different features. $72,000, a pretty high price. Let me know in the comments what you think. Did you like this Jeep? If you enjoyed the video, give it a like and check out these 2 related videos. One of them is the Jeep Wrangler Rubicon. That one is very powerful. That's pure gasoline, pure adrenaline. Check it out. I know you'll like it. To everyone in Latin America, the United States, and all viewers, big hugs, and see you in the next video. Bye.